That's the basic gist of it. Hey friends and book lovers, welcome. Today's video, if you can guess, is a book haul. So I thought I would do like a mini book haul for September because surely this month I didn't have that many books that I bought. And that was a lie. We have determined that was a lie, and I'm sorry for lying to myself because I didn't lie to anybody else, but I lied to myself. I did not think that I had bought that many books since my last haul, and I was very much mistaken because I had forgotten that I had a $100 gift card for Amazon that I used exclusively on books, and the other half of the book haul as well that I used my own money on. So without further ado, let us begin. Okay, so this book I did get in Arizona when I was there for a vacation I took in August, and I don't believe I included this in my August haul. I think I had a haul in August. I don't have a haul every month, so I can't always remember. But this is Kushiel's Cyan by Jacqueline Carey. Now, I had read her first two books in the trilogy that was called Kushiel's Dart, and that was a long time ago. I still have the mass market paperbacks down here, and I found this original hardback of the spin-off or the next series in the world that she did that I didn't even know about. And I think this is the first one in that series, and so it was $6, and of course I prefer hardbacks because they're a lot more durable, so I went ahead and got it. And pretty excited to have this one, and I do plan on diving back into this old series one day, so it'll be good to have the spin-off series to dive into once I'm done with that one. The next book is of course one that I'll be reading in October, but I thought I would include it in this haul, and that is Jade City by Fonda Lee. I know, yay, this has been a booktube darling. It's actually a loved book among like the hype and with people that don't like hyped books. This is still a winner, so I'm really hoping I love it. I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna love it, but I'm gonna see if I enjoy reading it in October. I'm gonna continue on with the series. I know that the third one in the trilogy is coming out in December. There are arcs for it out now. I know that a few people are reading those arcs, and of course I'm sure they're loving it, but I will see how I feel about this one, and then if I do enjoy it, I'll be ordering Jade War, I think is the second one, and then pre-ordering Jade Legacy. All right, the next one in this pile I bought purely because it has the word Jin on it, and also the cover is gorgeous. After reading City of Brass, I am really intrigued by most, if not all, Jin stories, and this one is no exception, and that is Master of Jin by P. Djèlí Clark. Now, I know he has some novellas out for this world, and I kind of want to read those before I get to this one, and they're really short. They're just these little novellas, but I bought this one. I thought it was gorgeous. If you can see the cover, it's really, really beautiful. It's like Jin, but then also like technology, and I'm wondering how those two worlds are gonna marry. And yeah, I can't wait to read this one. I don't know what this one is about, so I don't want to go into it without knowing because I feel like it might spoil me for any of the novellas, but there's a Jin in it, and it looks like there's technology in it, and that's intriguing for me. Now, this next one needs no introduction, and also everybody knows what it's about. The author has some controversy around him, which I know of, but I ended up pre-ordering this before all that, and I would still like to read this because it is a beautiful book, and people that have read it have said good things about it, and that is Empire of the Vampire by Jake Kristoff. This is a first that he's doing in a series about vampires, and I believe we're following someone that gets rid of demons and vampires, and that's how our story begins. I'm not 100% sure. I really am not 100% sure, but I am intrigued by this. I love vampire stories, so of course when I heard about this, I jumped right on it. I think it was on my anticipated releases for like 2021 in general, and I just got it in the mail like a couple of days ago after this package being lost. I finally got it, which, oh my gosh, what a godsend, but I did not think that I would get this book in the mail, even though I pre-ordered it. But either way, I'm intrigued by this. If y'all have read it or have read an arc of it, let me know what you think of this one. I don't want to know too many details about the story itself because I want to kind of go into it a little bit blind and then be surprised. That's kind of how I prefer to start off my books, but let's see. So these next two books, I went to a used store. I went to a thrift shop. I wanted to say used bookstore, but then I was like, it wasn't a used bookstore. It was like a thrift shop, and then I said used store, which doesn't make any sense. I went to a thrift shop that also has like a big book section near where I live, and I haven't ever been there before because it is near me, but it's far for like just a day drive. And I ended up finding the new cover of Fire by Kristen Cashore, and it was only like $1. So of course I got it because it's pretty much in mint condition, and I really prefer these covers anyways. So I like the story. I can end up just keeping this cover and getting the new ones, and if I don't enjoy it that much, then I will just donate it to like a library because these are fairly new covers and it's really nice. And I know that this story is gaining enough popularity. This is like a YA novel and series about a protagonist and a world that has different powers, and young women, and I think also young men, but I'm not sure, are blessed with these different powers and they discover them. And Fire is the prequel to Graceling, but I've heard that some folks prefer you to read Graceling before you read Fire and not Fire before Graceling, but I don't know. We'll see what I end up doing when I finally get to this series, but I thought I would include it because these covers are, again, so beautiful, and if you can sense a theme, I am a book collector probably a lot faster than I am an actual reader. This next one I also found in that shop, and it's a hardcover, and it was only $2, and it's also basically mint condition. And that is Skybreaker by Addie Thorley. I have heard of this book. I've heard that it made the rounds when it first came out, but I never got my hands on it because I wasn't super interested, but I saw it. The cover, again, is super beautiful. Can you sense a theme, ladies and gentlemen? And I figured, you know, it's $2. If I don't like it, I can give it away, or I can give it to someone who might like it more. But I am really, really intrigued by this. This one has a lot of political intrigue, and it's during a wartime and trying to make peace and trying to stop the war. The protagonists are two of the most hated people on the continent, and they're trying to stop the war between their two warring countries. So that's the basic gist of it. That's the basic gist of it. That's the basic gist of the story. I'm sure that there's gonna be magic involved. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot more elements involved, but that's the base story plus magic and fantasy. So that sounds really good to me. And it's a YA read, so it shouldn't take me so long. And I'm intrigued. I'm curious about this. If you guys did read this when it was at its height, let me know if you thought it was worth the hype or if it was kind of just like a meh read, because I myself am not sure, but bought it on a whim. This next one is a sequel, and that is The Shadowed Sun, which is a sequel to The Killing Moon, and this is the Dream Blood duology by N.K. Jemisin. I already had this book, and then I thought with my gift card I would just order the sequel so I had them and I could binge read them once I got to the duology. And also it's N.K. Jemisin, so I kind of want to have like every single book she's written because I freaking love her writing. Don't know exactly what this one is about. I've heard rave reviews of The Killing Moon, which is the first one, and I'll read the back of The Killing Moon, even though this is the one I bought, just so you guys can get a sense of what it's about. In the ancient city-state of Guajira, peace is the only law. Upon its rooftops and among the shadows of its cobbled streets wait the gatherers, the keepers of this peace. Their duty is to harvest the magic of the sleeping mind and use it to heal, soothe, and kill those judged corrupt. But when a conspiracy blooms within Guajira's great temple, Iru, the most famous of the city's gatherers, must question everything he knows. Someone or something is stalking its prey both in Guajira's alleys and the realm of dreams. Iru must now protect the woman he was sent to kill, or watch the city be devoured by war and forbidden magic. Who doesn't love forbidden magic and someone protecting women? Well, I mean, most women can take care of themselves, myself included, but this is really interesting. And it's got some really cool covers between the two of them. We have moons basically on both covers, so if you need a prompt for a readathon coming up, because there's going to be many in October, November, and December that I can just even think of off the top of my head, then these ones would be a really great fit. So this next one is one that I talked about in my Dark Academia TBR as like the bonus read, and that is A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. I actually hunted down the Owl Crate copy because I liked this white background with the silver gilded edges more than the black one. I don't know. I usually like black more than white when it comes to a book cover, but I really liked this white with the lavender flowers and the vines. I had to get it, so I hunted it down. I found it for a pretty good price, and I now am the proud owner of a special edition for this book. I haven't read it yet, but I have a feeling that I'm gonna really enjoy it. It is, again, Dark Academia, and it does follow like a sapphic couple, and it's in an all-girls school, and basically the gist is that we have this one student that was at the school back when these horrific, witchy deaths were happening, and there's this new girl that is intrigued, and they're both just intrigued by each other, and the new girl wants to know what happened, but she knows that this girl that's coming back is like the source of all that knowledge to know what actually happened. So that's kind of where the story begins. So it seems kind of like a fantasy murder mystery witchy type of book, and I feel like it's just the right thing for fall season, and I'm really excited to get into it. This edition by itself is really, really beautiful, and OwlCrate hasn't been doing that great with its editions, but this one is really stunning. So you can see like the inside cover, the spine, and the naked hardback, which looks like the little Ouija key thing that you have in your Ouija boards. So I can't wait for this one. The next one I got was kind of like a quick buy at Target, and that is The Devil and the Dark Water by Stuart Turton. I think this one is like a thriller with horror elements type book, which I'm not usually one to read, but I saw this one, I thought the cover was really cool and it sounded really cool. The only thing I don't like is that this cover is like weirdly bent, so I have to like fix it and straighten it. It's like one of those horror novels. You have a detective that's trying to figure out like a crime that the detective himself may or may not have committed, and all these weird things start happening, like cows die, there's like a signal, and all these like supernatural things start happening around him as he's trying to figure out if he killed someone or not. So it seems like it's gonna have that really creepy, atmospheric, mysterious, supernatural atmosphere and vibe, while also kind of having this thriller, murder mystery type of, I don't know if it's murder, but at least like a thriller crime mystery type of feel about it. And I think it might also have some horror elements. So I'm intrigued by this. I got it, I thought it was pretty. I thought it would be good if I had a mood reading moment during spooky season and I wanted something a little bit more creepy and thrillery and with horror elements. So I picked this one up a while back. So I also ended up with that gift card buying the last 2 series from Robin Hobb that I didn't have. That one is the Fool's Assassin trilogy, which I have these in the beautiful hardbacks. I love these hardbacks, so I definitely wanted to snag these 3. And then I also got the Dragon Quartet. All right, well, I don't know what the third one that I bought from the Dragon Quartet is. I did buy the 3, and I think I need the 4th one still. So I will show you these 2. And yeah, I'm sad that this is the last in her like Elderlings huge world, because I would freaking love to read these right now, but I'm hoping that other stories of hers like later in the series have dragons, because I need dragons in my life and these look so cool. I'm trying to read them all in sequence so that I have like all the history before I dive into like another series of hers. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't have the Soldier's Son trilogy, and I thought I had all of them now, but I don't have those 3. So I guess we're not done with the Robin Hobb Elderlings collection, and I think that's part of the Elderling collection. If not, then never mind, but I have these 2 for now. I can't wait to start on Assassin's Apprentice, I think in November with Sharon, and start my Robin Hobb journey over again and see if I still like her writing, which I'm sure that I will, because I can't imagine that I won't. I'm sure that she's gonna rip me apart, but I really cannot wait to read her books. So that's it for this small September haul, which wasn't small at all. And I just rhymed. Wow. So if you have any of these books, if you bought any of these books, or if you've read them, let me know what you thought of them. Let me know if they're worth it or if they're not worth it, which would suck because I just paid for them. But anyways, let me know. It doesn't matter either way. And if you like this video, please click that like button because it does really help my channel. And if you like this content and you want to see more from me, please don't hesitate to subscribe.